What's up, everybody? Brothers, sisters, psychonauts, and seekers of truth. It is Ananka, and welcome to my bazaar. Today, I have a ketamine trip report for you. The title of this trip report is Dying and Meeting God. It was submitted to Irwin in 2005 by the user Ketamine. He was 46 at the time of this experience and has done ketamine before. With all that being said, let our story begin. I was 46 years old when I took enough ketamine to enter the K-hole during a camping trip with some hippies in England. A friend who I know well, a dealer in psychedelics, gave me some ketamine. This was my first full-on trip into the K-hole, a visionary experience. I had taken smaller amounts before, but was upgrading my dosage, so I was not a novice. I went into my tent, made myself comfortable, and snorted 5 fat lines, about 250 milligrams at 8 p.m. I intended to have an experience of some psychedelic sort, but was not expecting anything to trigger this near-death experience. As soon as the horrible taste of the chemical rose in my throat, I lost all awareness of my body. I did not know who I was or where I was, and I was subject to pure visuals. The exact details I cannot remember, only that I was pure being and was in a world of constantly changing patterns and stripes, resembling a fractal like deep within the Mandelbrot. I had no sense of time, whether of past, present, or future. So I could say I was in a roller coaster ride in a multi-dimensional, giant fractal for eternity. This went on and 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 on. Eventually, very occasionally, some fleeting thoughts emerged, such as, I must have died. I must have poisoned myself. This must be when I die. I had no awareness of how I came to be here. Only occasionally, though, as I was constantly rolling about in a stripy universe of shapes and sliding walls and sudden shifts. I began to feel a little lonely and frightened, and there was no one else in this universe. Then I said to myself, be centered, and kept my awareness centered. I could feel a sense of time pulsating slow and fast, but there was still no sense of past or future. I was still unaware of my identity and name, of where I came from. Then, while observing a pattern resembling a part of the Mandelbrot fractal, a whole bunch of association with the word K emerged. Keta. Then I realized that it was something I took and it was called K. And it reminded me of my sister, who died the previous year from cancer. Plus chains of thoughts and feelings, sometimes linked, to do with police, hospital, who was my friends, not hurting other people, and so consequently I will not get hurt. Then I wondered if there was a hell, and the patterned universe became red and foggy, with sheets of flame. Eternal, I thought. Help. I don't want to get roasted here for eternity. The universe polarized into 2 parts. The red hell on the lower half, and a white foggy upper half. Except there was a sphere of white light shining through the fog, and he was God, with the capital G. He radiated pure awe, a mixture of love, light, and power radiating from him. I went to God to merge with him in order to escape from hell. There was a feeling of oneness, and then a comforting, secure feeling. Then an understanding that I had done something stupid and shouldn't be here. And so, he sent me away. He wasn't going to send me to hell. Apparently, it was reserved for killers, and it's not eternal. So there was only one way out, back through the fractal again. So there was more of the same visuals, except it was getting more rainbow-like, and accompanied cycles and waves of a wide range of emotions ranging from bliss, serenity, happiness, contentment, to loneliness, anxiety, and fear. I began to be aware of my head, but not the rest of my body, and was paralyzed. I felt my mouth fill with spittle, and could not turn my head, so all I could do was gargle. Eventually, bits and pieces were coming together. I was in a tent, but I didn't know where. I recalled my name, a camp. I remember where I was. I was able to move a bit, but that's all. I opened my eye. It was now dark. Some time had passed. I wanted to reach out into my bag beside me, but couldn't find it. My hand kept reaching out for the bag, but I saw many hands, many bags, and they were dancing all over the place. I didn't know which hand should reach out for which bag. Also, I felt very dizzy whenever I moved my head. If I just stayed still and closed my eyes and see patterns, I felt okay. Then I felt sick. So I miraculously unzipped my tent door, stuck my head out, and chundered. It was raining heavily now, and there was a mighty flash of lightning and a loud rumble of thunder. I chundered a few more times in like manner. And then I realized that it was at least 2 hours since I snorted the ketamine. I decided to go to sleep. And then I had a dream that I took a tab of LSD and went on a full-blown trip. I woke and staggered to the campfire. Someone was up, and we had a cup of tea. He said it was about 4 a.m.